I think the most important game of the weekend, at least the one with the biggest headlines, is Packers Bears.
For sure.
Because the Packers blew a lead. There was various leads in the game. 21-3 halftime gets thrown out there. But they forget about 21-6 fourth quarter. They forget about 27-16. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
No one's forgetting, pal. We know.
There was a lot of different leads in that game. And number one thing I'll do is I'm not going to sit here and say that the Bears didn't deserve it. You know, when you come back in that fashion 2 times, you deserve to win that game. There's a good tidbit and story about the Bears this season in that they have 2 players on their team that
You threw a pick?
Fumbled.
they were
Fumbled.
on the 28-3 teams in the Super Bowl. Grady Jarrett with the Falcons and Joe Thuney with the Patriots. And before the season, Ben Johnson showed that game to the entire team to send a message that a game is never over. And when you look at the Bears this season, Caleb Williams having 7 game-winning drives, 7 fourth-quarter comebacks combined, regular season and playoffs, they play with that mentality that a game is never over. Now, the collapse happened for a variety of reasons. The Packers' offensive line did not play well in the second half. Brandon McManus missed all 3 kicks.
Brutal.
7 points.
And then really should have been 10, if we're being honest.
Oh, well.
But the kicker missed a field goal. And Caleb Williams just went berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 6 big-time throws in a game. The biggest throw was 4th and 8, season on the line. And he just made one of the most incredible plays of the season where across his body, falling to the ground,
Yep.
he throws it perfectly to Rome Odunze and leads him away from a corner. It looked like it was going straight, and it looked like a baseball where it just curved ball in the air, and then it just floated right into Rome Odunze's hands, and he caught it. The Bears have had a spectacular season, and I think Caleb Williams, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he becomes an elite quarterback. He has all the traits, he has all the talent to do so, and he will be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Who I'm disheartened for, number one, is the Packers fan base.
Oh, the fan base.
They didn't deserve this
You.
loss. I didn't deserve this loss this past weekend.
You could argue if anyone.
Who you should feel
in
bad
the
for
fan
is
base.
Joel. That's who you should feel bad for. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't
feel
deserve
bad
this
for
at all.
You're number one.
Nah.
If anyone deserved anything,
If anybody deserved it,
that
it
game
was, it was
to that
I
man.
was
Yeah, for
dealing with
sure.
the stomach virus Saturday
fuck?
too, and I
Really?
didn't
Mud
feel
butt
good.
on top of it?
Yeah, I didn't feel
Mud
good
butt.
at all. You know, I was sick, and I told myself the only thing can make this worse is if the Packers lose and they blow this lead. They did exactly that at halftime.
Oh,
So
Damn.
I didn't deserve it at all.
No.
I just was hit from every single direction.
they were banging you left,
But
right,
the
and
person
center,
who
pal.
most certainly did not deserve
in
this
the mouth, in the butt,
was
all that.
Jordan
Love.
Love.
Yeah.
Jordan Love had 4 touchdowns, 323 yards, one of 3 quarterbacks in NFL playoff history to throw for 4 touchdowns and lose a playoff game, joining the company of Josh Allen in the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then Alex Smith in 2013. Jordan Love was flat out amazing. And in the first half, he was lights out. In the second half, when they started throwing the ball and actually having a protection plan, he was able to push the ball down the field. He made a couple amazing passes to Romeo Doubs, an amazing pass to Matthew Golden. Really happy for Matthew Golden getting his first touchdown in the season.
It's a great
on what
touchdown,
should have
too.
been the game-sealing touchdown. I
was
wish
such a
he
nice
had
play.
that moment. He was so determined because he's heard the noise all year long. And with the game that he just had, it makes you wonder why he wasn't a focal point throughout the entirety of the season, because, I mean, he finished 3rd in PFF rookie wide receiver grade. It's not like he wasn't getting open. His film looks good. He just wasn't getting the targets that he should have gotten this year. But Jordan Love was amazing. The offensive line gave him no chance in those 4 drives to begin the second half where they punted the ball to pass the ball at all. The offensive line collapsed. I thought Rasheed Walker had an abysmal game. Anthony Belton had an abysmal game. I want to shout out Austin Booker on the Bears. He really played really well. And Love had a dirt it. They couldn't run the ball. They ran the ball 8 times in the second half. The longest run was for 1 yard. They weren't able to do anything. But in the final drive, when you got to have it, he threw an absolute dime to Jaden Reed, and Jaden Reed dropped it. And that could have been the difference in that game. And I don't even want to put the game blame on the receivers because they were all
They were
awesome.
really great,
With
man.
Christian Watson, Dobbs, Golden, and also Jaden Reed. Jordan Love was awesome.
He's a bum.
The
Jordan Love.
defense, you let up 25 points in the fourth quarter. I can't even put the blame on you because you were awesome for the majority of the game, but the offense failed you in those 4 drives in the second half because the offensive line completely collapsed. When I look at this game and I boggle it down to one thing, it just comes down to Brandon McManus not making kicks. You miss a kick before halftime, that's a 3-point swing. You miss an extra point, that's now 4-point swing. You miss a field goal in the fourth quarter, that's a 7-point swing. You make one of those kicks, we're talking about the final drive when the Packers are driving down the field. Either they're kicking a field goal to tie the game or they're kicking a field goal to win the game outright. And the kicking issue has been there all season long. And the last thing I'll say is I think the talk about Matt LaFleur being fired in the moment felt very real because this has been a trend with him. Most of the Packers' losses this year have been blown leads. There isn't somebody better on the market, and you just have to hope that next season he just becomes a more aggressive play caller and he's playing to win. Because Ben Johnson in year 1 came into this division, talked shit in his press conference, and snatched his fucking chain. That's what he did.
It was legendary shit.
It was tough.
He completely sunned Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
And if I'm Matt LaFleur, the fact that you don't come out of halftime with more of a sense of urgency to stick the dagger in the Bears' hearts, instead you keep letting them get chances to win the game after that coach has said that many things about you, I feel like that says a lot about Matt LaFleur's timidness, but he will get one more opportunity. You know, like I said before, this was a season where
It's on the hot seat.
he is on a hot seat.
Next
You
season,
could
I think so.
argue
He's on a hot seat.
where it may be the lowest Packer fans are going to feel for a little while. You could look back on this and say this is the best thing that happened to us. Your coach had played things safe so often. More often than not, he's playing it safe. You had a guy come in first year, like you said, give me that. That's mine. I'm here and I'm the guy in the division now. LaFleur is as talented as damn near any coach in the league. He has those capabilities. The resume speaks for itself. It's just unfortunate come playoff time, he isn't able to get it done when it matters most.
Yeah.
Next year, you could see him motivated.
Last 3 seasons, 7 seed, 7 seed, 7 seed. This year, you can excuse it with the injuries that they had, but you can also say, like, had it not been for the expanded playoffs, you're not a playoff team for the last 3 years. The expectation now for Matt LaFleur going into next season is win the division and win a playoff game, if not multiple. If this team is fully healthy, they're going to be, again, right up there with the top teams in the NFC next year. I mean, this game, the Bears are moving on, and the Packers had a 21-3 lead. No Micah Parsons, no Tucker Kraft, no Elton Jenkins, no Zach Tom, no Devontae Wyatt. We are talking about at least 4 Pro Bowl level players with Devontae Wyatt playing at that level when he was healthy, and the Packers looked like the better team for half the game.
They outplayed them
for half the game.
again.
So the Packers, I think this offseason, number one priority is getting corner. Another one is getting a competent kicker.
Yeah.
You just can't go this long with a kicker not being able to make kicks. And Brandon McManus legitimately cost the Packers their season because if he makes those kicks, they go on and win this game.
Yeah, I think you guys are 0-5 in games that Micah doesn't finish or he didn't play in. So if that doesn't speak on his impact, I don't know what does.
Micah is Micah.
Micah, they made that move for Micah to have a game changer. I don't think if Micah was on the field, you blow a 21-point lead, but who knows?
He's a closer. I think if you have him on that field, the Caleb 4th and 8th throw maybe turns into a sack.
But we're in hypothetical mode. We're not going to speak in that. You lost, you blew a lead. But I will say that Green Bay, Green Bay played it's annoying because I understand your frustration. You're up. This is a division game. This feels like you felt like in the first 2 games you had it. This one, you feels like you have it again. You're up big, and I understand the sentiment where Matt LaFleur, he didn't come out with that same aggression. He came out and he was a little bit too lackadaisical. He was just like, let's just, maintain clock. We don't have to be too aggressive. I hate that type of play calling. I do think you should keep the same vibe, same mode, play hard, keep doing it. I also think Chicago has shown this resilience all year, in which in games where they're down big, they just have this ability to make these comebacks and make these miraculous plays. Then the offense gets going. You see the energy from the defense. Guys are able to get to the quarterback and make plays in the secondary. And then you see their wide receivers start to show up. You know, you see Luther Burden, you see DJ Moore make some plays, Rome Odunze make some plays, Caleb getting out the pocket and making plays. So I think Chicago just has shown this resilience. That's for Green Bay. It's tough, man. It's really tough to have this type of loss with all the injuries you have, because even with all those injuries, you were up 21-3, up 21-6. It still felt like you had an opportunity to go to the next round and win this game. But I do think the Micah injury saved his job regardless. I think losing a player like that, one of the 10 best players in football, definitely gives you a bit of a leeway. What the fuck are they doing?
Jesus.
It definitely gives you a bit of a leeway. But
I'm supposed to be scared of this, actually? What the fuck?
Look, you saw the center? Idiot. But, it happens to the best of us. You have to kind of just go about your day and,
No, an all-time choke doesn't happen like
No,
this.
I was just saying that to just try to make you feel better. I know it doesn't happen.
I was rewatching the film.
Historically, it's never happened.
Yeah, 28-3.
Yeah. You would blame that on, you would say that, the defense did all they could. We told you it's on both, sometimes 28-3, man.
I mean, Jordan Love
Matt
led
Ryan,
two
right?
scoring drives.
Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan,
You like
awesome.
Matt.
And he's now the president of the Falcons organization. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But no,
Is he
Jordan,
really?
He's gonna
yeah.
get the job.
Jordan
he
Love
is.
led 3 scoring drives.
Jordan, I
essentially.
said nothing about
Touchdown,
Jordan.
missed field
We don't
goal,
gotta
and then the
glaze him.
final drive, Jaden Reed just dropped. I mean, come on,
perfect pass.
The gimme of the
I
gimmies.
fell to my knees.
Like
It sucks.
you
Not
you
sucked,
get
but
into
for
within
me.
the 20-yard
Yeah,
line
I was happy.
with the timeout left. I mean, my goodness, my heart breaks for Jordan Love. I wish I could hug him right now and tell him it's
I
going
think
to be
he's
all
good,
right.
bro. He's making $40 million.
I think Jordan Love, he was let down, bro.
He was.
He
Let
was.
down.
Jordan
He was
Love
let
was
down.
Jordan Love was perfect.
I
The
shed a
first
tear for
half, he
Jordan
was.
Love.
It just felt
first
like-
half he was perfect.
felt like bad luck.
Touchdown to open up. It felt like it was going to be an ass kicking in the first half. The way that the Packers were able to move the ball. I mean, Ben Johnson was getting super aggressive, going for it on his own 30-yard line, and I couldn't be mad at him because the Packers weren't getting stopped. They were barely even seeing third downs, right? They were just consistently able to move the ball in the Bears defense, and that was the number one thing we were afraid of. So yeah, when they came out in the first quarter and the second quarter, went right down the field, we're like, all right, we kind of thought this would happen, right? We knew the Packers would be able to move the ball, but just like you guys are saying, in the first half, the Packers defense was locking up. The Bears could not run the ball really whatsoever. They were going for it on all these fourth downs, and they were missing, or they were not converting on them. You had the Caleb Williams interception in the red zone where DJ Moore falls down. There's pressure. He throws a pick. The Luther Burden interception. Just everything was not going the Bears' way in the first half. But my God, in that second half, did things change? And I feel like I was being rude to you, Joel. So I want to apologize for how crazy I was going on Twitter. But I felt like you deserved it in the moment. I felt like all of the shits that I have to hear, not of you being a Packers fan. I could live with you being a Packers. I really don't care if you're a Packers fan. It's the going back in history and shitting on the Jets is what pissed me off. And when I was sitting there feeling bad about it, I was like, fuck this guy, man. Fuck
respect
this
that.
guy. You know what I mean? Like,
respect that.
why should I feel bad for
shouldn't.
him
Don't.
when week 1, Jets Steelers, he's not even talking about the Packers, he's shit talking the Jets.
He was, bro, for no reason.
So
being
why
weird
should I
about it.
feel bad
every
for-
week throwing jabs? Right?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
For
Why,
nothing.
why should I feel bad
Nah,
for him?
He even tweeted about y'all yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
It never stops.
Never
he put
stops.
an Instagram post up.
Yeah, weird.
Talking
She
about
was- she
Robert
was
Saleh.
odd. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird.
There's always
Something-
something.
it was
That's
weird.
why I was like, I want to feel bad, but I was like, I don't think I should feel bad because I don't think you deserve that sort of compassion from me. But anyway, Caleb Williams, man. Caleb fucking Williams. I tweeted it when he made that 4th and 8 play to Rome Odunze that I don't care how long it takes, I'm never giving up. He's going to be a star. And then by the end of the game, you're like, oh, it already happened. He's not a star quarterback yet because I still think he's just too sporadic and he's too inconsistent and too inaccurate.
Well, he is a star quarterback. He's just not an elite quarterback yet.
Sure, okay, semantics, whatever.
But he's probably like a top 12, 13 quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's fair because of the explosiveness he gives you, what he could give you with his legs.
We call
the just out of
Jared
structure,
Goff a
ridiculous
star
playoffs.
quarterback?
Jared Goff is not in that range, I think.
He's in like the 11,
Jared Goff has
15
dropped
range.
off.
No, I'm saying, but prior to that,
Proud
we
of
didn't
you.
call him a star.
He's dropped off.
No.
Proud of you.
But I think maybe stars because when you're watching Caleb
you,
play,
man.
you're like,
Thank you, I
this
appreciate
feels like a star. And
'Cause he
Jared
can
Goff
run.
felt more like he's in this really good situation.
Just because
and
Jared Goff
structure.
can't run, we can just say
That,
that.
I mean,
bro.
that too. I mean,
Caleb
just
needs
sexy
to
plays wise.
hone in-
matters a lot.
I ain't
It
mad at
matters
that.
a
His
lot.
accuracy. But
Yeah.
he's unfucking believable because he will miss these easy throws and then make the most difficult throw on God's green earth to a receiver that's covered.
Yeah, the throw to Roma Dunze was insane.
It's one of the best throws I've ever seen given
like,
situation.
And
Maybe
the
3
game-winning
guys can make that
touchdown,
throw.
it was a great throw, but it was an even better play call. They faked the screen to Luther Burden, and earlier in the game, they called the screen. Ben Johnson called the screen for Luther Burden, and the Packers corners bit on it. On the game-winning touchdown, it was a fake screen. Carrington Valentine bites on it, and it leaves DJ Moore wide open. And then he catches a touchdown.
That was DJ Moore just coming off a drop too,
exactly.
so he was able to redeem himself.
It's a walk-in for him. No, like Caleb, the reason why the Bears won was, their defense stepped up, but it's because Caleb was able to make throws that really only him and a couple players in the league can make.
But the defense deserves a lot of credit because they were making stop after stop, and some of it was on LaFleur. And it was funny because I tweeted out in the first half, like, I can't believe Packers fans wanted LaFleur fired after the Eagles game. And someone replied, you haven't seen him with the lead yet. And I was like, all right, you got it. Because, I mean, you see it all the time. What's the guy's name? Michael McLevy. There's a guy on YouTube put this video out called, like, the rubber band theory about how teams who are trailing, they always have higher EPA per plays in the third and fourth quarter, and they're just more explosive, and they score more because you have to score, and you have to be aggressive, and you're going for it on fourth downs, and you're passing it more. So as a fan, or as a coach, I should say, that there has to be a balance between, all right, we're up 21-3, our defense is doing well, let's keep running the ball. But after a while, especially when the Bears come back in the fourth quarter, you gotta say fuck that. Like, you gotta be aggressive. You have to realize how good Jordan Love is playing. I felt like there was guys open. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Packers were struggling at all in the first half. In the second half, they were some. But a lot of that's because a lot of early down run plays where they were just getting stuffed and they were putting in second and third and longs. And when the Bears were able to get pressure, Jordan Love was not able to capitalize. I think he was 2 for 7, 2 for 10 when he faced pressure in this game. So he struggled there.
He just threw it away. That's pretty much what happened. Most of those pressures.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Allen, you got to give him a lot of credit for the adjustments he made in the second half. Caleb Williams, fourth quarter, the offense went nuclear, but it wouldn't have been possible if the defense didn't step up in the third, because it felt like at halftime, this game is over. The Packers are going to score 40 points, and the Bears don't have a chance.
Packers fucked me bad. I was really mad. I was rooting for the Packers like I was a day one Packers fan. I'm not going to lie to you.
There you go, Woody. There you go, Woody.
That being said, fair play to Chicago.
They were on your ass.
In the first half. It couldn't have gone any worse. It couldn't have went any worse than that.
I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory. I having people over, just moved into a new apartment, and Charles has helped me load the stuff into the refrigerator, and I go, Charles, I'm about to send a nasty one. He goes, how bad is it? And I read it. Obviously, it's not a great one. And I thought about taking it down, and I was like, you know what?
Let that live. Because it's worse if it says deleted.
You got to live with it, and people are going to screenshot it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with it. So what do I tweet? Chicago is getting embarrassed at home. I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm a casual. I don't know football. I should just take my L. The Bears have been the most fraudulent team in the NFL, and we were watching their season end in the worst way possible. They proceeded to go on to score 25 in the fourth quarter and have one of the best wins in the postseason that we've seen in a good amount of time.
Yeah, bro.
I said it, and I'll say it again. Bears fans, y'all got it.
What a season for Chicago.
The beef is over.
What a season in general.
I love the Ben Johnson, Caleb pairing, man. Ben Johnson just plays how I would play if I was a coach.
And if you had Caleb Williams as the quarterback, like he's maximizing his quarterback.
Yes, he understands.
He's just like, fuck it, let's ball.